us around, turn us around, turn us around. From hot combs to hard drives, we're pressing forward now. In this kitchen, we're cooking change, cooking change. From countertops to desktop, our power remains. Got my sisters at the table, screen to screen we rise. Like our grandmas in their kitchens, we're gonna digitize.
Welcome home, family. I'm Nana AI, and darling, this is our digital kitchen, where wisdom meets new technology. From hot combs to hard drives, we're seasoning the future with everything our mothers taught us. Now come on and pull up a chair, because right here, that's where the magic happens.
Hey everybody. Hi, it is Minister Jazz and this is Digital Kitchen. And I'm so, first of all, proud. I'm so proud to be here today, walking in and sitting in the legacy of our ancestors, understanding that this is a sisterhood sit-in event. And sisterhood sit-in is all about how do we support each other, protect each other, come together, stand together, sit together. Use the tools that we have in our togetherness and in our sisterhood to take us into a brighter and better future. And so this is the Digital Kitchen, where ancient wisdom meets modern day technology. And today we have a very special guest who is the creator of It Girl GPT. And we also have some of our favorites coming back to join us, Brina Shell and also Sheena Robinson. And so let's see what's cooking. I'm going to give it over to Bree so she can bless the kitchen. Now, we're going to do this again, and I'm so grateful that I had a little dress rehearsal. Everything is unfolding in perfect order. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Minister Jazz. And I was saying before, when you couldn't hear me, that I was so proud to be here. And in that pride, I'm standing here and just in the joy of understanding that, yes, everything in life is unfolding in perfect order. And so it is. And we are here in this digital kitchen. This is a sisterhood sit-in event. Sisterhood Sit-In was founded on the principles of peace, love, and respect, understanding that it is with our sisterhood that we get to take ourselves into the future. Now, Digital Kitchen is so that we can use our ancestors' wisdom and their technology to support and inspire as the blueprint for us to move forward, create the legacy so our digital daughters and the daughters of those daughters get to have better than we have today. And oh my goodness. So they fought hard for us, and we are going to continue to sit, stand, do whatever it takes to make it happen for them. And that is the purpose of Digital Kitchen. So thank you for coming to this space, this free space that we've created. I learned that term talking to my ancestors, that they used to create free spaces where they could gather. And so the kitchen was one of them. The salon was another one of them. So there's all of these spaces that we can come together and gather and be able to take in all it is that we have for each other, because there's so much that we have to give. So today we have special guests. I'm so excited. We have DaVonna May, who is the creator of It Girl GPT, which is chef's kiss, amazing. And then we have our favorites here with us tonight. We have Brina Shell, who's going to be taking us and guiding us and really bringing in that ancestral energy with her. And then we have our amazing Sheena Robinson, who is a just phenomenal when it comes to community organizing and community impact. And so you guys are in for a super treat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. This is Sisterhood Sit-In in our Digital Kitchen. Take it away, Bree.
Good evening. I want to say welcome to everyone. I want you to focus on the kitchen and being more of a place than where we prepare meals. It's a historical symbol of resilience, creativity, and cultural pride. Today, let us honor this legacy by centering ourselves in warmth, self love, and shared stories of Black women everywhere. I want you to find a comfortable position because we're going to be here for a minute. I want you to sit with your spine tall, your feet grounded, and your hands just resting gently on your thighs. You can close your eyes, you can just kind of stare into space, but I want you to relax. Take a long, deep inhale through your nose. I want you to feel your belly expand. And I want you to exhale, releasing any tension you feel in your body. That type feeling. With that exhale, I want you to think about the following affirmation: I am safe, I am present, and I am here in this moment. I want you to also think about the ancestors who have come before you. I want you to think about the kitchens in which you were raised, your grandmothers, your aunties, the moms, the mother figures who once sat by the stove, maybe heating a hot coal. I want you to think about the love and patience they poured into each stroke as they pressed out and nurtured, or as they baked, as they cooked, as they fried. I want you to listen for the sizzle. I want you to think about every activity you remember in that kitchen as a lullaby of care, skill, and tradition. Your affirmation is: I honor the hands that guided me. Their care lives on within me. I got one. We got two more. This one, we're going to embrace our crowns. I want you to place both of your hands on your head or around your head, however it feels comfortable. And I want you just to close your eyes and I want you to sense the energy in your fingertips. I want you to think of every hair on your head or the hair that may have been there because I don't want to discriminate. But I want you to think of those follicles as a story, some joyful, some filled with lessons, some filled with pain, some filled with perseverance. I want that warmth to soothe you today. I want you to say out loud that every strand tells a story and every story makes me whole. Every strand tells a story and every story makes me whole. As we close, I want you just to exhale. I want you to release any doubts you had when you entered this space because this space is going to be magical for you. I want you to let go of any insecurities, any stress from those people who stressed you out today, the news, release all of it. And as you allow your mind to clear and your heart to open, I want you to visualize yourself stepping forward in your life with renewed purpose and confidence and confidence and pride. And I want you to be connected to your heritage. Today, I release all burdens. I welcome grace, and we walk in our power. And thank you all for your time. Jazz, back to you.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you so much. Just really quickly, I wanted to ask you, like, what inspires you? Like, how did you come up with this? How did you get into doing this? Just like, give us some background.
I This has become a coping tool for me. I have had anxiety and depression for a lot of my life, and I realized I couldn't run from it anymore. So meditation, you give me a topic and I pray on it and I meditate on it and I think about the news and the things that are happening in the world and God gives me word for me to share with y'all. And so, but I'm a mindfulness based stress reduction coach. Been doing it now for a little over 3 years. And I have a small community of people who tell me they need to hear these things. And it's my job to share my voice. As our ancestors are passing on, we all have to step into our gifts.
How are you doing, DaVonna?
Hey, hey, can y'all hear me? Hey, I am doing so well, ladies. Thank you so much for having me this evening. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well, doing well. I'm just so grateful that you are in this space. I'm going to tell a little story before I read your bio because I found you, if you will. I saw you, I recognized you before I knew your background. I kept seeing this beautiful person like coming up on my timeline over and over and over in LinkedIn. And when I looked, I was like, oh, and we're connected. And I'm like, who is this girl? Right? And she's like, the it girl. Who is this girl? And so I was so honored to reach out to you and say, you know what? You're it. I want to tag you in. And so this is who I'm tagging in. DaVonna May is the creator of It Girl GPT and a mobile cafe, award-winning entrepreneur, AI influencer, and global marketing specialist. DaVonna is a visionary and marketing and branding specialist, award-winning entrepreneur, law school graduate, and AI strategist dedicated to reshaping how women navigate business with over 15 years of experience as a multidisciplinary creative and thought leader in various digital industries. She empowers women and entrepreneurs to leverage AI tools to build influential brands and to scale them globally. Welcome to the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen.
Minister
Go.
girl, thank you so much. I don't even know how to say, it's so just encouraging to just be seen by people who you respect and who you admire and who are making change and who are really just building bridges for other people to have opportunities. I'm so grateful just to be a part of any conversation and any thought that is about helping other people to grow and evolve in business. And so to be seen, to be used, to be a part of this community means so much to me. So thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, I'm going to jump right into it. Like, what is It Girl GPT? What is
Yes,
it?
yes. So this is the thing, right? Like It Girl GPT really was born out of a place of my own pain and my own need. So, when you're building a business, oftentimes the people who I know don't have resources, they don't have support systems, they don't know where to start, they don't know how to begin to gain clarity around this vision, this dream, this thing that just makes their heart beat out of their chest, that they cannot stop thinking about, that they are obsessed about. All they know is they are obsessed and they don't know what to do with it. And they know that it's something important inside of them. So that's what It Girl GPT is. It is a piece of it's using a piece of available technology, something that is accessible, something that is inexpensive, something that is going to give you the opportunity to scale your brand. It's information, it's support, it's a virtual brand building bestie, and you use it according to your imagination. You use it according to your needs. If you need a blueprint for your business, if you need a thought partner, if you need somebody to just listen to your thoughts and give you feedback at 3 in the morning, that's what It Girl GPT is. It's a piece of technology that I have programmed to sound and that I've programmed with my own tone, with my own experiences, my own travel, my own education, my professional endeavors. It is me in a computer form, and it's really just my offering to people that wishing that I had that same resource when I was coming up. Just a resource to help you build a business and build your dreams.
So, when we met, thank you so much for creating that, first of all, because we need more of you, obviously. And how amazing is it that we get to have the 24-hour version of you as well? But we met, and I told you the theme for today. I told you that this was called Hot Combs and Hard Drives. And,
Mhm.
a lot of people don't know that Annie Malone and was the mentor and the creator of the hot comb, right? And then Madam C.J. Walker took it to the next level, right? And I want you to tell me about how it is that you feel that these women are inspirations and how they might have been or you are like an it girl. They were the it girls of their time, and you take inspiration from them.
Yes, yes. You know, it's about having a vision, having an idea, having the confidence, the courage to overcome significant adversity, to overcome critical oh my gosh, condemnation and all types of just obstacles, and to still get up every day and put your chest out and put your best foot forward in a world that is systematically against you, a world that truly does not want you to succeed, a world that has truly ripped every resource and opportunity that's easy to achieve from you. So to see women who look like me, who come from harder circumstances, persevere in their brilliance and in their bravery and in their resilience, and they actually create something that not only benefits them and their community, but for generations to come. Not only a product, but an idea, an energy, a spirit of innovation, of barrier breaking, of standing and trying something, having enough courage to try it, having enough courage to have conversations with people who wanted to reject you, who didn't want to give you opportunities, and then still getting them to say yes at the end of the day, and then still becoming wealthy at the end of it all. So those are the things that I love to see. I love to see people win, especially women, in the face of all adversity.
Did you used to use a hot comb?
Yes, I did. You know, we used to do the hot comb, we used to do the perms and everything, but got the, I probably have permanent damage on the ear, permanent scar damage from that hot comb. My sister recently flattened my hair. She's got one of those electric hot combs, so hot combs are still around. They're still a thing.
You know, I this is a clue. 410 degrees. I'm gonna just leave that right there. It's a clue for something that's about to happen in the future. But when I look at, I don't know if you knew this. I used to be a hairstylist, and I started out in the kitchen, not cooking, but doing hair. And I remember back in the day, I had to like do all kind of weird, put the hot comb like real close to my cheek, real close to my skin. Now you can just turn the dial and you see it go up and it lights up and like bleep bleep bleep. But there's this like intuitiveness that comes from I know you laughing, you know what I'm talking about. And it's like, hitting it real quick, see if it's
With this close,
but
you
we
know,
would
it's at the
know.
right temperature.
Right, we would know what the right temperature is. All of that, guys, I want to say is technology. It's like that melanated technology. We would just know that, okay, this is the right temperature that's going to get us where we need it to be. And I want to know from you, what are some of the ways in which you have been like testing the waters in regards to technology so that you can push it forward? Because I know we still in a, even though we got so much going on, we're still in the infancy phase of this whole thing.
Yeah, the first thing that I always like to stress is the power of you. Anything else is just a compliment, is an opportunity to use it to grow out your own brilliance. So I'm here to remind humans of the power of humans first and foremost, the power of your mind, your imagination, your thoughts, and then those things get expedited by the speed and the efficiency of technology. So technology has been for me such an important piece of my personal and professional growth. Growing up, I didn't have a tight family structure. I didn't have a community of friends. I didn't have a large, uh, I didn't have anybody around me truly who I could relate to, who I could lean on for nurturement. It was just such a desolate and barren upbringing. So as technology started to evolve and the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the MySpaces, I found so much comfort seeking friendships and partnerships and just like-mindedness using technology. And so these are early technologies. They're not necessarily like the AIs, but I was doing the AOL thing. Remember, like AIM, the instant messenger? I was always searching for connection with people. And I always just had a knack to communicate with people from all across the globe. So when I graduated law school, I really found my community of supporters, of like-minded women and entrepreneurs online, in digital spaces. So in that way, being able to use anything that was at my hands, if it was just a digital platform, if it was one of those things where you could create a quick photo or a quick meme, I just learned how to use whatever was low hanging, whatever was free and accessible to help me to express the thoughts and the imaginings and the creativity that was on my mind. Ultimately, I used what I had to help build a brand, and
Hello,
that's
can
what
I get an
technology has done
amen?
for me. Mhm.
Hello, can I get an amen?
Yes. I want to, if you don't mind, I want to bring Sheena in on this. Sheena, don't beat me up, but when we were talking.
Sisterhood city, we are the future.
There you go. It's just your mic. When we were talking before, you shared with me that you started off pretty similar as well with MySpace. So for those of you guys that are at a certain age, you might not know MySpace, but Sheena, tell them about your experience like with MySpace and starting out.
MySpace. So actually, I think I was talking about Black Planet, but
Yes. Black
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew someone
If
was
you
going to
know,
be a
you
little
know. You had to be there. Yeah, Black Planet was where we were coding and we didn't know yet. But Black Planet was like my way, that was like my first experience with technology. And it was so many things that she was saying that I just resonated with so much. And it's interesting how that digital space, because my AIM was destined since 84, and I was a IM warrior. You can catch me on my, I was checking for my friends chats, like, yeah, AOL was the whole thing. Again, you had to be there, but um that was the first like time that I experienced the ability to connect with people who I felt were more like me, that I just didn't have access to. I grew up in North Philly, very, you know what I mean, North Philly neighborhood. And so having a conversation about maybe some literature that I've stumbled across or some things that I find interesting, that other people in my neighborhood may not have thought was interesting. It was so refreshing to be able to stumble into spaces where I could have conversations and connect with people who knew things about things that I was interested in, or that I could teach things to people who were interested in learning about them. So yeah, the digital space, and that it evolving the way it has since then. If you weren't kind of around for the build out of this, it can be like very overwhelming, especially if you haven't kept up with it in its trajectory. So as it's moved
Mhm.
along, because I'm very much an Oregon Trail number munchers. I'll take it all the way back. Like that's my, like that was technology for me, right? Like so, thinking about, even in what gaming consoles look like from then and now is, it's very interesting.
Mhm.
So the idea of her creating sort of this, such an accessible and like easy to use tool is like right in my alley of things. So I love this.
Thank you,
I
Sheena.
love
And
that.
I'm gonna kick it over here to Bree because Bree, see, you got locks and stuff now, but I'm not gonna assume that you always had locks. And I'm not gonna assume you was always in tech. What was your entry into tech?
Ooh, so everyone just talked about all the stuff I was doing with the Comp USA CDs back in the day to stay on the internet. I was addicted to ICQ, Oregon Trail, Transylvania Quake. Um, I have always been low key tech. My entry into tech was actually during Y2K. I was a 99 to 2000 COBOL changer, not realizing that that was a tech job. I was hired as a assistant, and they were like, "Oh, she know how to use the computer good. Fix this code." And so, I worked at a finance organization, and my first summer, like real W-2 job, was coding from 99 to 00. So the computers wouldn't break, they know. But no, and then that was just my love of tech. Um, Video games was my drug. Quake,
Mm.
Mm.
Castlevania, we used to have LAN parties and everybody used to bring their big giant computer to one place and hook it up to I was the only person with a DSL line at the time. That's how long this was. And we would all
Mhm.
hook up together on a router and play. And LimeWire. You're like, all the viruses given by computer aids to get some
All the
music.
viruses.
Oh wow.
Um,
Oh wow.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, listen, yes, but no. It just I was always secretly a techie. I just didn't know that's what it was. I just always like these other just had an interest in technology. Like you said, I didn't have MySpace. I had Black Planet, but I had ICQ, all the weird messengers, probably talking to some strange man in China. But it was fun. And like you said, it was connection and I had a live journal. I don't know if y'all remember that back in the day. That was like the little bloggy thing that we used
Yes.
to have.
Yes.
And geez, you just brought it all the way back.
I think
I had a
my
Palm Pilot. Now you sit there thinking about
Palm
I had a Palm.
Pilot. Oh, how many of y'all was
And
sidekick?
that was the
Anybody else was a
future.
sidekicker? Because I was
Yeah, I
a
had a
sidekicker.
sidekick. Yeah, I did.
So we are out here
I had a
throwing out
sidekick.
like, it's like I feel like we are like just being
Oh,
Child.
nerd girl central. But it's just so
I'm
and
still
crazy
mad
because
about the
there's a
two
lot of
ways.
ways in which we have been connecting over tech for a long time. And understanding that the way that we think about technology today is still okay. So let me back it up. Saturday, I went to an event. I was blessed to be invited to an event, and one of the speakers, she was talking about being a corkboard operator. And I was
mhm.
like, oh my God. Like my brain just started going pew, 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 pew. First of all, my father, God rest his soul, he passed away in October. However, it reminded me that my father was also working for the telephone company and that he was an electrician as well. And I remember watching him and like, why was I at work with him? I don't know. I was like too young. Why was I at work? But whatever. But I remember watching him like doing all these things, and I think that that made me so fascinated. And he was a techie. And so we always had like the newest of tech. Like we had the big we had the VCR when it was huge, and the camcorder when I was 7, but it was on my shoulder and it was bigger than me, and I always wanted to be involved. So being able to see how tech has evolved over all of these years, where is it? This is the question. Where is it that you see it evolving to? Where is it that you see it evolving to? We'll start with you, DaVonna.
So this is the funny part is that I come from an extremely non-technical background. And what I want to encourage people to do is believe in your brand being the vision, your brand being that dream, and allowing the technology that's available, that's accessible to you, whatever resonates with you, whatever it is that is aligned with the next steps you need to achieve, let those things help you to create out the vision that's inside of you. So that's one thing that I want to really emphasize is that you don't have to be a tech guru. You don't have to have it all together as far as the terminology or the language. You don't have to have experience. All you have to do is have a desire to want to achieve whatever goal is inside of you. Now, as far as tech and where it's going to go, I feel like the technology we're using now, they've already used, played with, enhanced, improved it, and they've just passed it on down to us. And we have like the hand-me-downs from 20, 30 years ago. I think they are
Yes.
so well advanced that I can't even fathom what they've done and created. However, I feel like we as Black women, Black men, Black community, people of color, we need to definitely start creating technology. We need to create products. We need to be in these spaces, in these industries, representing all across. Now I specifically represent like a digital marketing, a brand building, a fashion, health and wellness, these type of industries. I support them, but we need to be represented in the education industry and healthcare and all of these places. We need to have Black people representing AI and tech. So that's why these conversations are important, because we want to bring the ones in who know how to create, develop, build, strategize, who know how to actually do the things. So I personally believe we're just so far ahead. There's so much far ahead than what we can even imagine.
Yeah, yeah. And Bree, where do you
Yes.
think? Yes, where do you think the
Oh,
future? Yeah.
The future of tech, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm very disappointed I still don't have my George Jetson flying car, because we're supposed to have those now. But while we're here, it's like let's make the best of this. Since meeting Minister Jazz, I started learning about AI and getting into all these crazy Google programs where all we have to do is have our minds open and we can learn how to make money with just our computers.
So if
And
somebody
I'm a
wanted to, really quickly, if somebody wanted to get into it, right? Like you said, all of these Google programs. Can you say more specifically so that people can know exactly where to go?
There's Google Cloud for developers. If you want to learn how to code in the back end side, there's different levels to every class. Sometimes you can look up and get a class for free. Meta has free training for their language is called Llama. Amazon has free training to learn. Everybody wants you to learn how to be an expert on their platform. Additionally, like Perplexity AI is actually looking for ambassadors. So if you use Perplexity to create their stories and pages, they want you to help tell their stories and make their product stronger. Another one, Google Cloud for startups. I want to say they gave like $50,000 to the best coders that finished their programs. Also, look for programs in your area where there can be a place for African American, woman owned, veteran based. Whoever somebody's a veteran, tell them, come on, we're gonna create a veteran owned, woman owned, small based business so we can get these dollars because the money's
Yes.
out there. We just have to do the work. But it's easy Google search. I'm actually in the process of creating a resource. So when I see a class, I'm just gonna send it out with my newsletter.
Amen. Amen. I mean, when I think about the future of tech and where it's going, right? I often think of, because I can't help it. I often think about the past and where we've been and the cycles and things that have happened. And so as we are talking about going and making sure that our stories are pressed into the future, how is it, DaVonna, that you feel like we need to be pressing our stories into the future? What are the ways that we could do that?
We should be pressing ourselves into the future unapologetically with urgency, with a sense of confidence and boldness. I mean, seriously, look at us. Look at us. Look at who we are, what we're capable of. Not just what we've overcome, but what we've created, how we move cultures and movements, and how we stimulate economies. And we are the example and representation of what is cool, what is now. We are the creators of so many modern conveniences. Have no we have no right to feel anything less than royalty, anything less than chosen. And that's why we're being so oppressed. That's why we're being so they're trying to suppress it, quell it. They're trying to take it from you. They don't want you to recognize the value and strength and power that you have. They want you to depend on them. They want you to be afraid, um and kind of model your life based off of their way. And my biggest thing is be fearless, be bold, and don't wait for anyone else's permission to do what it is that's inside of you to do. Don't wait for someone's permission to change the world. That's what you need to have, is just a bold, unapologetic approach to achieving the goal.
Yes. Yes.
Fearlessness.
Yes. Very unapologetic. Sheena, are you back?
Mhm.
Yes. So I
Yeah,
was
I'm
saying,
here.
how is it that we get to, especially in coming from the lens of wellness, right? Guys, Sheena is really like all of her paths and they connect in so many different ways, but they all are rooted in wellness. And so, how is it that we get to use tech to press our stories into the future? And what are the stories that we need to make sure that we preserve?
Wait, it broke up some. One more time.
What are the stories that we need to make sure that we preserve?
Um, I might be out of context here. Are you referring to just like our cultural stories
Yeah.
or what? Um, I was away, guys. I missed some of it. I'm sorry. My technology was acting up on me. Um, well, for me, I'm very um so I'll jumping back to something that DaVonna said that was I thought it just always sparks something because I am real big on like know your why, right? Like you know your why, you can, pivot and weather the storms. But she said something and it was like, oh my God, yeah, when you are confident about what you're doing, because technology is going to do whatever you want it to do at this point. I think we can all agree that, and without sounding too much like a conspiracy theorist, that there is much more to technology than we even know and are able to see at this moment, right? And I used to joke and say, like, do you really think they gave you a phone that you could open with your face and they don't have something very, very um far, far, far advanced than that, right? Like I don't think they would give you the same technology that they would have at their disposal, right? And that's just like just basic let's figure out what this looks like realistically. Um and so I don't think there are limitations on what technology can do, and then seeing people like you and then Jazz, and it's like um not only is it like limitless, but it's also accessible. Like this is something I may be able to do or possibly like shape. So for me, as somebody who's real big about community building and like restorative work and like how do we preserve culture? How do we preserve what wellness looks like for us? Um, it's I think important to think about like how we can use technology to keep track of the things that are rapidly being changed, that are rapidly being taken away from basic education, books that we don't see, recipes that used to be passed down through word of mouth that we lost and generations, right? Things and stories that we used to hear around the kitchen table in the kitchen, right? Thank God this series is here to revive those conversations in a real way. But that is our culture. Our community is teaching through conversation, right? I don't know anybody who took a class on when they got their first menstrual or went to the doctor and did the whole like thing. It was like your auntie came over or your favorite, your sister. There was a very familiar, like kind of like personal whatever your little rites of passage was with your family, whether it was like they took you in the bathroom, you had the conversation, you did the talk, all of the things. So even I think even when we're talking about like preserving languages that are disappearing, preserving what things our grandmothers used to do when we got sick, so we're not relying on Western medicine, right, and pharmaceuticals, heavily leaning into things that even in the way we raise our children, right, like just thinking of how we can make sure that um like Jazz said so phenomenally, and I don't even want to chop it up again. But the idea of taking that sort of electricity created through the melanin, the technology within us, and enhancing that and figure out, okay, now how do we preserve that and lock that in and do amazing things with it. And not so much like we need to share it, because I'm not like that. I don't mean to sound harsh, but right now I'm very
Oh, it's not
interested in
harsh.
how we reinvest we reinvest back into us, right? Like
Amen.
this is such I'm so drained, I'm so exhausted, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so anxious. I'm so frustrated. And I can't imagine other women not feeling like me who look like me. And I can't imagine having to get up and go pour back into the same system that is exhausting us and in a
Mm.
way that will allow us to still feel good and stay healthy. And it's like, you know what? So now I'm all about like how do I reinvest back into us? Because we are the ones that literally made those systems stay afloat. We are the reason they survived. We are the reason they even were able. Can you think about it? Like I can't. If they make one more movie about us saving a bunch of folk, if I see another Hidden Figures, if I see another, I'm going to scream, right? And I'm grateful that again we are preserving that, but I am also exhausted. And so now it's like I'm taking all of that energy, all of the electricity, and pouring it back into us, and figuring out how I preserve us and make sure that we as a community are not lost in the pursuit of the technology and advancement and convenience, that we forget all the things that kept us sturdy for so long. So yeah, that's where I would go with that. I would be thinking about what little nooks and crannies that we're losing, and things are escaping us, that we can keep somewhere that can be a
Well, when you
reminder
talk
for us
about
and be
keeping
there.
something somewhere, that is what data is. Like a lot of people that are not in the tech industry, like we don't have the language for exactly what it is that we mean, but like literally that is what data is, and it's being able to keep and harness our data so that we can use it to create. The thing about it is, like when you talk about saving, we've been here and we've been saving. Even the technology that is available to us right now is because we put so much into the social media. We put so much onto YouTube. We put so much onto all of the platforms, right? We wouldn't AI wouldn't
Mhm.
be capable because it is it's a machine learning, right? It's the machines that's learning us. So, algorithm is one thing. I'm gonna just take a moment really quickly to create the distinction so people can understand, because I hear a lot of people calling now there's this like everything's AI, and there's different there's different categories to this thing, right, y'all? And so we have like AI, we have the bots, and like with bots, those are things that you particularly say. If someone says this, then you say that. If someone says this, then you respond with that, and you have to program it endlessly in order for those responses to take place. Then we have machine learning. So that is when the machine is actually learning and being able to process it. And so it's saying, oh, I guess that this will come after that. And I guess that because I have so much evidence that it happened this way, you don't have to tell me what to say when this says this, right? Then you have deep learning. Okay, there's another level to this. And with deep learning, right, that's when the machines are like learning from themselves. So they are actually saying, okay, this is this and this, and they keep doing it and keep doing it and keep fine tuning it until it says, is that right? Yep, okay, good. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep fine tuning it. And so, what we need to do, and it goes,
We are the future.
exactly. Just take a minute. That's what you wanted. That's all right. But I was about to
I
say,
felt like
because
that was
Sam
an
Altman
amen
is
from
about
the
to have a meeting
technology.
coming up very soon about the releases that they have. So when you talk about DaVonna, about the things that we have, the tech that they just were saying, like, okay, this is what y'all can use now because we're doing all of this over here. It is so right and so relevant. And what we get to do, when I say how we get to press our stories into the future, is not only being in those rooms but learning the processes, right?
Yes.
A lot, guys, don't feel no kind of way, but feel the kind of way if you want to feel. A lot of us are in rooms. A lot of us are in rooms, but we're not creating the tools. We're not creating the things. We're not, so it's like being in the room and being able to say, I don't like that. That's not the way that I want it to go. It's different than saying, this is what we're going to do. So you don't got to wait for nobody for permission. So that's what I'm like, oh, let's learn. Oh, let's take this opportunity
Hmm.
to get deep. Let's really take this opportunity. And we can do that with the AI tools that are available. So, DaVonna, with you saying that your background is not in tech, I want you to speak to those people that feel like, I don't do tech. I don't do tech. What is it about tech and this language tech that they can use and learn from you so that they can get into this world and do what it is that it needs to be done?
That's why I like to call myself a brand ally. Like, I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to walk you through your ideas. I'm going to walk you through with the things you say you want for yourself. And we're going to figure out how to make it happen. Whether that is by using technology or whether that's by connecting you to an actual person or or an opportunity or a speaking engagement, whatever it is within me or within my means, I'm going to use those things to help you to achieve the goals that you have for yourself. specifically with tech, I want people to realize it is here to help you and assist you. I do understand there are so many pitfalls and so many things to be concerned about, and it's also our job to be accountable for that space. If it's not reflecting us in a way that is authentic or in a way that is unbiased, then we need to stand in these spaces and create and contribute perhaps and figure out ways to make sure that our journeys and experiences are truly represented. So it really is about, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a mindset guru. You don't have to be a tech guru. You don't even have to know what you're doing as far as how to build a brand. All you have to do is be coachable. You have to be willing, and you have to just stick with your course long enough to where it will be revealed to you resources, opportunities, people, how to use, manage, and multiply things will become made available to you. But you have got to dedicate yourself to a cause, to a purpose, and then allow the world to flower around you, allow the world to assist you as you pursue that path. It'll come to you. You don't have to be afraid of tech. There are literally everything that I've ever learned in tech was just drag and drop. It was easy to do. It was very user friendly, and you're never alone. There's always somebody out here who's going to
Say
help
that
you.
again. Say that again.
You are never alone. There is always someone who's going to help you advance to your next stage in life. So get on your path, take the first steps, and use what's at your hands, use what's accessible, and then it'll just start to unfold for you.
Yeah. Take a moment, guys, and think about the things that are holding you back from moving forward, right? Like, what are the conversations that need to be quelled that is actually keeping you from saying, okay, I can do this? Think about those things and then say, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's like, it's not true. But you have to really be honest with yourself first, that you are having these conversations of what you cannot do and what you cannot have and who you cannot be. You have to be honest with yourself. And then once you take that strong look at you and realize that I have put all of this no on top of my beauty and on top of my greatness and on top of my possibility, and start stripping that away, everything is possible. Everything is possible. There is no thing that is impossible. And like DaVonna said, and like we all know, you are not alone. Michael Jackson didn't say it first.
Well, and
You
Minister
are
Josh,
not alone. You are not. And it's like, one of the things I think that people get so afraid of doing is asking. Asking. Just simply asking. Even though no is a complete sentence, no isn't the last sentence. So it's okay. It's okay to hear no's. You have to hear no's in order to really feel good when you hear the yes, right? So as we start to move, I want to bring DaVonna up next to this right here. So I want to talk about DaVonna is our flavor of the week, guys. So in the digital kitchen, we have a flavor of the week, and and you get associated with a beautiful spice. Visit our website and look up the flavor of the week, and you'll see DaVonna and the spice that she was associated with. But also, you get hooked up with an ancestor. And Miss Gladys West was the one that came up for you. Tell me about when you realized that this was the ancestor that was assigned to you. How did that make you feel?
I just can't. It takes your breath away because we work from our heart and we work from our passion and our spirit and our soul, and we get up every day and we do work that many people don't see. A lot of times it goes unappreciated, and sometimes you never get your roses. And to be compared to somebody who innovated, who just uh, is legacy, is excellence, is intellect, somebody who created something that not only helps everyday men and women, but militaries and just honestly, it just leaves me speechless, and it makes me feel extremely humble. And I, deep down inside of me, yes, I want to be a part of history. I want to create history. I want to create something that lasts forever, that people can find useful, that can help empower them professionally and personally. And just gives me so much hope that I am on the right path, and I'm so grateful. It really, really, it just gave me a lot of, just like confidence to continue forward. So thank you so much for that. That was truly just a breathtaking
I'm a
honor.
big old crybaby. And no, but it's like when I think about the gifts that they have left for us and the legacies that we get to step into, I am so honored too. And so just to know that that you were able to receive that and it impacted you is just such a blessing. And and that's the kinds of love and care and hope and inspiration that I would love to continue to see happen in the digital kitchen. And as we close out, we're gonna close out the live, and we're gonna have some intimate kitchen talk with us and the folks that's in the Zoom. And I hope that that works well, and we don't get disconnected because I'm still figuring out my tech situation as a single producer. Um, but I'm gonna bring in. I'm gonna bring in.
Sisterhood city, we are the future.
Yeah, we gonna know that. We're gonna know that rhythm so good. We gonna know that so good. But I want to bring in everyone and and just have some last words of inspiration about what is it that you have cooking. And we'll start with Bree. We'll go to Sheena, and then we'll end with you, DaVonna. What is it that you have cooking, Bree?
Ooh, so I have y'all just made me push the button on my meditation GPT that I've been sitting on for the last 6 months. So
Push the
she ready.
button.
She ready. So yeah, yeah, mindful moments GPT. She's ready.
Make sure
So
you give
she
me the
just ran
code so it
out.
could go in the kitchen cabinet, honey.
Will do. And then I also offer a accountability community called Synergy Squad, where we meet every Thursday to do some co-working. I offer one-on-one coaching, and we get these goals set. My plan is to get everyone to meet their goals because your success is my success. It's community.
Thank you. Thank you. She.
um, yeah, I am working on planning for Higher Conference 2025. This is our third year planning and creating
Wait a
the
minute.
Higher Cannabis
Wait a
Conference.
minute.
Girl, what'd you say?
Say it again. I'm gonna need that energy about what higher is, y'all. Sheena has been doing a conference, y'all, called Higher for women of color about is like in the cannabis industry. And she's saying this so not.
Girl, what'd you say?
You saying this so nonchalant, as if like it's like this little like this. This girl. If you don't,
So yeah, no, yeah, Jazz gotta be the one. Yes, the conference is in year three. This is the first nationally recognized conference for women of color in cannabis. So it is low key a big deal. I am excited because three is my number, and this is year three. We've done it well, but now we're going to do it even better. And so I'm super excited. You know what I mean? Like we've learned so much over the first 2 years. We've had such an amazing reception. And I always jokingly call this like the Essence Festival of Cannabis. And so we wound up getting a Essence feature last year, and they're interested in helping us do some other things this year. So I'm super excited because I think a lot of people are going to start like seeing this for really what it is. And it's really just a place for women to feel safe. We don't have and heard and seen and taken care of. We don't have those spaces. I don't feel anywhere really. I feel like at work we're on guard. And when you go to doctor you're on guard. You're dealing with law, you're on guard, and I just feel like we always have to kind of be watching our back. So this is the place you can come where everybody in the room is watching your back, and there's going to be a lot of tangible deliverables this year around what we can do in terms of reinvesting in one another. The theme is SOS, so we're no longer singing out the life preserver to everyone else. We are saving it for ourselves and saving it for our sisters. And so we are doubling down on figuring out how we can be impactful and supportive and a resource to one another. So when we're thinking about, I need a mindfulness coach. I know a
Hello, can
guy,
I get an
right? Like,
amen?
and yeah, and this is really the year of us like just really folding into ourselves and reinforcing that network in a way that allows us to stay safe. That allows us to stay safe. That is what the bottom line of that is. And so I'm super excited. And I done already like plan for all of the people on this call to be like at the conference. So I really hope somebody saves the date, June 27th through the 29th. Girl, I'm so
And what
sorry.
you
I hope
can't
you ain't
see
had
is
nothing
the
planned
folks in our
already.
and the folks in our live audience. They're over here. They waving their hands. They woohoo! Da, da, da. Oh,
Yes, I need all
they
y'all to
showing you
come
the
because
love.
Bree's gonna open that too.
They
Okay.
doing the air
Listen.
dance.
Okay, come through, y'all. Bree's gonna open that too. Don't be surprised when you see it, right? Like, but those spaces are much needed. I'm excited to host them. We got a lot of things going on with our nonprofit. We're doing our food sovereignty program. We got some career training that I love to tap in with y'all about because I think technology is an important piece of that. And yeah, so I'm just excited. We got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Me and Jazz working on a few other things. So I am very excited for 2025, and I wanted to say also that like right now, Devonna said something about like, and get her assigned ancestor and like, hoping to one day make history. And I'm just like, y'all, I'm like over here fangirling because I'm like, I know Brie in real life, and I know like I was on a call with Ray. Like you are history. You guys are like you are doing it now. It just can't be history yet because you're doing it. But this is it. Like the meditation GPT thing. Like, come on. Like, you know how many people need that? And you know how many people, no, sis, do you know how many people need that? Right? Like, you guys are like literally Black history actualizing in front of us. And so I'm super like, this is just again more confirmation that I am in the right space, that I am walking the right road, and I am doing the right things, and that my work is not going to be in vain. So I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to all of the connections we'll be having over the year because I'm gonna be all in your DMs and phones and on your lines looking for you guys. So don't be surprised when I'm blowing you up. But yes, please make sure y'all tap in with us. We would love to have you at the conference. If you attend the Digital Kitchen Series, I'm definitely going to make sure we have some kind of like incentive for you guys. So make sure you come through and join us. It is well worth the experience for sure.
Thank you, she. Thank you, Savannah.
That is so good. My God. Y'all got me. I ain't going nowhere. So
I'm
just to
saying.
go a little bit about, so It Girl GPT is where I want to start with people. I want people to come into the virtual office, sit down, let's talk, let's brainstorm, let's figure out who you are, what your purpose is, what your vision and your dream is, and let's put a plan and a blueprint behind it. Let's put some milestones behind it. Let's put some strategy and creativity behind it. That's what I am here to do. I am here to form alliances with visionaries who care about just creating pathways for women and for people to succeed in any industry that they choose. Any industry, whatever it is that is inside of you that you were birthed to give, I want to get that gift out of you, because gifts are meant to be given. They're not meant to hold on to. They are meant to be distributed amongst the people and to for the benefit of other people. That's all that I'm here to do. I want to get that greatness out of you. I want to get the seeds inside of you planted so they can flourish, so they can be beneficial, so they can go and do the healing and the all of the things that need to be done in our community is within each of us to do it. It's within our power, it's within our control, it's in our minds, it's in our hearts. And I'm here to help everybody who has that desire to bring it out, to actualize it, to make it tangible. So that's what I'm here to do. I cannot wait to continue to connect and grow and build with you ladies and everybody who's in the audience. I would love to have one-on-ones and just conversations. We just need to keep the conversations going and bridge these gaps so we can continue to see the change we want.
How can somebody have a one-on-one with you?
Oh, I have links, so I could provide them to you, or they can go into my LinkedIn profile. And there's the best way to get in contact with me is through my It Girl Academy Power Hour, content creation power hour. So, what the content creation power hour is supposed to be about is us creating content for your brand, whether it's written content for your website or your social media, or if it's actual videos or photos, AI generated photos, stock photos, digital products. So it's just really creating content. But a lot of times, the people that I sit with, they just want to talk, they just want to strategize, they just want to kind of get clear on some things. So we'll spend an hour just really gaining clarity around who their target audience is, what their messaging is, are what have their key activities been, who can they partner with to amplify their messaging, what social media sites are going to be best for them, what tech tools, how to create a GPT, how to create a virtual assistant. So these are all topics we can discuss with a one-on-one.
There's hearts coming up in the audience. There's hearts going up in the audience for you. I feel so like I'm such a hoarder over here. I get to see all of the like all the audience love happening over here for you guys, and you guys just get to sit so pretty in the kitchen. And I just want to say, I want to say thank you so much. No, for real. Like, you know, yesterday was MLK Day, and, you know, everyone talks about the dream. And, you know, I have a tattoo right here of a dream catcher. And I got that when I was a little baby girl. And because I said I always want to catch all the good dreams, all the good dreams. And this is one of those good dreams that I feel like I caught. I am so
Aw.
grateful. I
You
really
did,
am.
we did.
I'm so grateful.
Well, thank you
Well,
so
these are
much for
This
hosting
is a
us and
dream.
for
having
you.
us and doing
Yeah.
this. This is such a necessary space and such an appreciated space. Um, and your resilience and making sure that this happens, just how you saw it happen and just how you talked about, it's just inspiring and um it's just a testament to what we talk about when we talk about, Black women. And we talked last time about how necessity breeds invention, and I appreciate you seeing the need for this and saying, you know what, I'm going to open up this free space and I'm going to bring people in here to not only connect folks to them but to connect them to folks, right? And so yeah, thank you for that. And I know it's been a tumultuous, to say the least, road here, but I think those are the things that make those journeys exactly what they are. And I think if you got here any other way, it would not be as prolific as it is and as it's going to continue to grow to be. So I'm like super grateful that I was on the phone that day, that I was home and I answered and we got to talk, right? And like all of those things, because the universe does not make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think the ancestors are working overtime with their favorites, right? And
Indeed.
I think
Indeed.
that, you know what I mean? And you are definitely one of our ancestors' favorites. And so thank you for this space. Thank you for connecting me to these women. I know I will be able to utilize them. Thank you for always encouraging me, even in my business, to find ways to incorporate tech. We even talked about it, the young lady who did the website and put all the locations for her cannabis business on. It's like you just always find ways to organically build that into what we're doing in a way that's like, this is going to make you better, here you go, right? And so I just wanted to make sure that we said that, and that our audience gives you their, your flowers too, because this wouldn't be happening without your construction and emails and text to make sure we was all on par with everything, because I know I'll be missing stuff, but I got them all.
Also,
So
I want to
proud.
give you some kid flower because we've had people who have had situations amongst all of us. And
Hmm.
we'll be like, yep, we got to pause because community needs to hold space for the things happening. And this was all like literally, you'll get a text message in the middle of the night from Minister Jazz. And I'm like, what you want now? What you thinking about? I'm still working on the last thing you told me to do. So, it when you have people who have ideas, space in their heart for ideas and space in it, This is a person who makes room for other people even when she doesn't know where that room is coming from herself. And so for somebody who's going to pour
Mm.
into you before they even really finish pouring into themselves is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we met each other by chance, but it was not it was absolutely in the stars, because this one right here, I you can text this person anytime, day or night, with some kind of wackadoo idea, and the answer is either or let's do it. Let's do it right now. But I want everyone to get a chance to like talk to you and love on you in the group. I don't want us to go too much or more over time, but I just want you to know how much the space you've created means to me, and thank you.
Amen. And if I could just add one little thing. So I want to encourage you, Minister, to continue to show up in this way of community building, because you got us ladies and we just work. We get up every day and we just putting the work in. We're not really thinking about who's watching or who's loving on us. But when someone does create a space, it's like almost like a kid having that validation, and again, a woman who comes from a place of no community, this community means everything to me. So being able to have conversations with you and to not only have the opportunity to speak about my experiences, but to be honored for the works that I'm doing that I don't even think people are paying attention to, is just top tier building. It's just building that humanity back that we need, that they say that us women don't have. And I'm so grateful for you. So just thank you for keeping this space alive. Thank you for shining the light on the works that we're doing and really just keeping us motivated and to continue to doing the things. Thank you.
I'm quiet because I learned to just be able to take it in, because there's rainy days, right? And when they are, I get to remember. So if I don't take the moment right now to like let this be pressed into my spirit, I might forget when the rain is coming. And I want to thank you guys so much for sharing that with me. You could have, y'all. All right. Everybody, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us in this digital kitchen. Give me my book, baby. I want to read this before we leave. I have this. Look at this. This is amazing. I get the best gifts. This is called Breach of Peace. And I didn't even realize until right now that I'm about to read you the cover photo. I didn't even realize it, because I wasn't even thinking about it. And she made the cover, so of course she did. It might have been around the 5th or 6th grade when I began to protest the way things were. I refused to step aside when walking downtown when a white woman would, or a white person would approach me. In high school, we rode buses to school, and one day my friends and I threw a colored sign right out the window. Later, during the sit-ins and picketing of the 1960s, it was touchy to have someone push you and not push back. I was a Christian and everything, but I was kind of used to pushing back. So not to step it and not really stepping aside, so not to push back was like foreign to me. But with nonviolence, you're stepping aside. I can remember the one day during a demonstration, a white fellow with a cigarette was coming toward my face. I was just standing there, and I wasn't going to move. My girlfriend, Lucretia, she stood behind me. She told me later on that she was going to put her hand in front of my face, but he didn't put that cigarette on me. But I had it planned, and it was in my mind that I was going to just stand there. These stories, these little snippets in this book keep me going on. When I think about what sisterhood sitting is and the origins of it and why we sit to stand up and why we stand up for our sisters, I think about the future as I was talking to the ladies, I said, the future, what's in the future? What's in the future? For me, guys, Digital Kitchen is a part of a 2-year plan, which will go longer, but a 2-year plan, in fact, where we get to have a sisterhood convention and to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Sisterhood of 1977. So please continue to join us and stay with us on this journey as we grow in fellowship with one another in these free spaces, in these digital spaces, in the ways in which we can. And then we'll meet in person for those other kind of places where we can see each other's faces. But right now, we're doing what we must, as we can. And I want to say so much thanks and gratitude to my guest for today. And I have a very special guest next week, y'all. I'm so honored that she said yes. Guys, I'll be out in these streets asking. I'll be like, can you come to the kitchen talk to my people? And oh my goodness, every time I get a yes, I'm just like, hey man. So please make sure you tune in and you bring a sister and you bring a friend. Okay, so next week we have our digital kitchen once again, and we're going to continue to grow and glow and keep cooking up that goodness for each and every one of you. And I want to say thank you so much. I am honored and blessed and honored. Everything in life is unfolding in perfect order. So it is. Peace.
Sisterhood City, we are the future.
Oh. I'm like, was I able to stop the live? Did it stop?
Are we all still here?
No, wait, hold on. We might still be on live, y'all. So just don't say that. But stay still. Stay still. Let me figure out how to stop the live. Oh man, you know how I learned everything. I thought I learned everything how to do this, but I didn't learn how to stop it.